St Barnabas in Tunbridge Wells, half an hour before the Ash Wednesday Mass. The church is empty. Will it fill up? Many of the congregation have gone to the nearby church in Penbury, that's the Roman Catholic Church, and they are Anglicans who are joining the Ordinariate.
Yes, I don't like to hear Archbishop Rowan denigrated and the Pope extravagantly praised. My feelings about them are exactly the opposite.
Over at St Anselm, the church is filling up. This church could not be more different than St Barnabas. It is small, not large. It was built in the 1970s, not to the 19th century. It is easy to heat. And there is no doubt about it. It is full. The congregation has almost doubled as a result of the newcomers from St Barnabas in Tunbridge Wells. And they all seem happy.
I've been parish priest, I think, about 5 days when Bishop John Hine phoned me and asked me to meet at Tomlinson. And as soon as we spoke, I thought this is a wonderful opportunity for us, and I was very happy to do whatever I could to help.
And when you came here a few weeks ago, you had no idea that this was on the cards?
I had no idea at all, no.
What do you think of the Anglican Church?
What do I think of the Anglican Church? I think I would like us to have visible unity. I would like everyone to really work as hard as they can towards that goal, because I think before I was a priest, I worked in the world, in various offices, and I know that people saw the division among Christians. It undermined our credibility.
And do you see this as a step towards unity?
I do. I see this as possibly as a bridge. It doesn't negate the other work that's being done and that has been done historically in things like archic. It runs parallel to that, but it does provide a bridge. Ed was standing somewhere just to the right of you over there, and his little boy, Benedict, ran through the congregation, and Ed picked him up, and it was a lovely moment.
And the reaction of the congregation?
I think it was just an our moment, it was one of those things where it would have gone on YouTube if anybody had been filming it,
Well, good luck today, Ash Wednesday. Just tell me a little bit about what Ash Wednesday means in the Christian calendar and how that can be related to what's happening this evening.
Yes, Ash Wednesday is the beginning of Lent, which is a wonderful season for us of renewal. It's a time when we rediscover the love of God in a particular way and focus in a particular way on really on self-denial, on almsgiving, on prayer, and in various ways we want to grow deeper in our faith. And having the congregation coming over from St Barnabas is a real inspiration for us, because they are really literally making a journey, and that will complement the spiritual journey that we're making over the next 40 days.
Father Ed, well, I'm not quite sure whether to call you Father Ed or Mr Tomlinson, or what do you think I should call you?
Whatever you want to. Will be fine. Ed Tomlinson's fine.
Okay, so Ed, you are leaving, you've left today, Ash Wednesday, St Barnabas, and you've come here to St Anselm's in Penbury. How does that feel?
It's been a time of incredible upheaval on a personal level with the family. We're having to think about moving house. On the level of the congregation, having to get used to a different building in a different place. So obviously at the moment there's this sense of sort of great change. It's going to take a little bit of time, I think, to settle down and get used to some normality again.
And what will it be like being at the service tonight, being unable to take communion, actually not doing anything?
I think it's going to feel very strange. Normally I come to church and I've got to think of a dozen different things, and actually it's quite liberating, and it's rather nice to be ministered to for a change. So I think I'm going to enjoy a time of being able to just really prayerfully get ready for my reception into the Catholic Church.
What kind of response have you had from the wider church about this move?
Well, I've had a very mixed response, really. There have been some really good people wishing me well for the journey on both sides of the communion. I've had some incredible warmth within the Catholic Church, and no hostility there at all. And one or two grumpy people, I think, in the Church of England who maybe feel quite threatened by all of this. We've had some, one or two slightly outrageous emails, but I think you're always going to get that when you're in the public eye.
Yes. Now, just tell me why you're doing this, because it's a very radical step to take, and you're leaving behind a beautiful church and many years of tradition.
the simple reason, and the very obvious one, is that through my prayers I feel God's calling me to do it. I've always been quite a passionate Christian, and I just want to get on with the work of the church. And increasingly in the Church of England, since its sort of synodical government, it's been more and more political. It feels like you lobby for one thing, lobby for the other, you hope synod goes your way. And I just found it was taking so much energy, fighting for the Christian faith within the Church of England. I want to go to a church that knows what it believes, where that faith is quite secure, so I can get on with doing what I really love doing, which is sharing the faith with other people.
See, if you're an Orthodox Christian, and you have spent your life troubling God, and you've thought about God and prayed and been at the altar week by week, it becomes very easy. When you're made an offer of any sort, you obviously look and decide, is this offer really for me, or is it for other purposes? And as far as I'm concerned, the Holy Father's office was a straightforward join us, build bridges, become a Christian in communion with 1.5 billion other people.
And will you miss the grandeur of the church you're leaving?
Do you mean a nice big building with plenty of candles? Well, it's rather like getting used to driving a fast car. If you drive a fast car, there comes a time when you've simply got to relax and get in the Mini. So, yes, I suppose I will for a little bit, but God is beyond big buildings. And I think what we're about is faith-inspired, and in the end that does not require large buildings, massive plant. Probably 20 years ago, it'd be fair to say that Church of England decided it really no longer wanted to be part of the Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church, the Universal Church. It's not a criticism of it, it's simply a decision it took. It wanted to be a church in the centre of a society, moulded by the values of that society. It's a postmodernist church. Liberal relativism finds its home there. And that's not what I'm about as a Christian. It's not what any Orthodox Christian is about. And it doesn't matter whether you're an evangelical, an Anglo-Catholic, or indeed a Wesleyan Methodist. That's not where we are.
Now, you are regular congregants, worshippers at St Anselm's.
Yes, we're parishioners.
Parishioners, sorry. And
We are all people of God, so we welcome them. This is our humble place of worship. So we have visions of a lovely church here now in Pembrey, and something all in glass and simple, with a nice hall attachment and a nice big kitchen for Sue, who does the catering.
so you're going to build a new church?
I hope so.
And where will the funds come from to do that?
Well, everybody will give, I would think.
Is that to make it big enough then to cope with the newcomers?
Yes, yes.
Well,
They're my personal plans.
Yes, it must be considered that they're at the very early stage at the moment, and there's a long way to go. So we can always hope, though. That's what we live with, hope.
And what does it mean to you, these newcomers turning up in such large numbers all at once?
We see it as we give them a warm welcome, and we look forward to joining with them on their life's journey, just as we're making our life's journey as well.
Okay. And James, you are a member of the St Justice congregation, which is part of the same parish as St Anselm's.
Yes, indeed, and I actually live in between, so I come to both St Anselm and St Justice.
And how do you feel about this influx?
Influx, not an influx, it's a very exciting moment, very exciting indeed for all of us.
And exciting in that it might lead to...
It'll lead to all sorts of things that we possibly don't have answers to at the moment. But what matters is that we are coming together, and that's very exciting.
So do you see these people as leaving the Church of England?
Speaking of myself personally, I see this not so much leaving the Church of England, but more of returning to the Catholic fold.
So this is the church in England?
That I don't know. I don't know that. All I do know is that there are a lot of people who clearly want to make this move, and we're going to make them very welcome in their Ordinariate.
Members of the Ordinariate who are joining us from today and will be with us throughout Lent and beyond. Discover each day the greatness of that love, the greatness of his mercy. To prepare ourselves to celebrate these sacred mysteries, let us call to mind our sins.
Coming here since?
1960 on and off, yeah. Yes, but we have a very good body of people who are not decamping, and several people already who have thought they would have decided not to, so I think others will return as well.
So you think the congregation has a future?
Oh yes, definitely.
Do you
Yes, and the Archdeacon and the Bishop are being very supportive.
Do you see it remaining a resolution A, B and C parish?
That we don't know. That's something for a discussion when we put together a parish profile for the new incumbent. So that's a matter for discussion.
This parish has had controversy before.
Oh yes.
Do you think this is serious, or how do you see it in the context of its long history?
Oh, it was quite serious at the very beginning in the 1870s, yes. Quite serious. I'm a bit vain in my glasses, it's awful, isn't it?
So,
well,
Geoffrey,
no,
tell me about the parish. And it is a rather oddly shaped parish.
It's a very oddly shaped parish. It was made as small as it decently could be because of the... and so that this is Quarry Road down the side of the church, and the other side of the road is in St James's parish.
So why did they make it so small?
Well, basically with opposition from Canon Hall, who was the Protestant pontiff of Tunbridge Wells in Victorian times, and rather ruled the roost. A great man, but rather bigoted, shall we say.
And Clive, you've come along to support what remains of the congregation.
Yes, and there's going to be, well, we'll see how many come tonight. There are about 25 or 30 who have been gathering, preparing to continue worshipping life here in the parish.
And how will you actually do that? Will you continue to have the same number of services?
They will, at the moment they've got services covered for Sundays, Sunday by Sunday. They won't achieve daily mass at the moment throughout each week, but they've got a group of people who are happy to give support for them. And when we see how things settle down, who's here, then we can look to more towards the future.
And I understand that in Holy Week they do have daily masses planned.
They've got daily services planned in the evenings. I shall be doing some of the evening services accompanying address in the first 3 evenings.
And what do you feel about what's happened here?
I'm very sad because there's lovely people here, and I say to those who've gone, please go in peace, but I hope those who stay here have a chance to rebuild and carry forward things, and the space for an Anglo-Catholic congregation here in Tunbridge Wells.
And do you believe it can be rebuilt?
Give it time, yes.
And will it be as it was, or will it be more of a more liberal Catholic?
I think it won't be as it was entirely, because people who've gone very, very numerous from a particular tradition, but it'll stay being Anglo-Catholic, yes. I think to call it liberal probably would not be the right adjective to use.
And what about the resolutions A, B and C that I know the parish has passed? Will they be repealed, or will they continue?
That'll be up to the new PCC to do that. From the diocese point of view, we respect any resolutions which are passed, and at present all 3 resolutions in place. Many of the existing PCC have gone, and so they'll need to, in due course, elect a new PCC, and they will need to make decisions on things like that.
And how long do you think it will take roughly to get it all back on the road again?
It depends how far down the road you want to be at that point. I think they'll be on the road on Sunday. In terms of some people here, there's a keen group of people, of different ages, different abilities, who want to get things going. And gradually, I think some others will come back who've left here for a while, and gradually they'll rebuild and get things going, serving their community around about, which is very important. They are to be not just a group inside a church. They've got to be there serving their community and worshipping God.
And finally, what happens to the school? Because I know they're very involved with the school.
They are indeed, yes. And some great work's been done at the school. My father read during his time there by the head teacher, Teresa. And the school continues, and we should get support from other churches to provide for the needs of the assemblies, the midweek acts of worship, and for school mass. Either one of the local clergy or one of the other Catholic clergy in the diocese will come and help them.